Hello, welcome to You, Me and Them. Today I wanted to talk to you about my top 5 saving tips. If you have any saving tips yourself, please share them in the comments, and at some point I'll go through them and discuss them. So number one is downshift your brand when you're supermarket shopping. So if you buy Hovis, I would go to, say, if you shop in Sainsbury's, I would downshift to, say, the Sainsbury's brand. And if you already use the Sainsbury's own brand, then I would downshift to the value brand, and that can make a huge saving. You don't have to do it for all items, but if you just did it for a few items, you'd really start to see the difference. And tip number 2 is freezing things. Now that might seem really basic, but you'd be surprised how many people don't realize the type of different fruits, vegetables and foods that you can freeze. For instance, cheese. The amount of times when I tell people you can freeze cheese, you just grate it, put it in a freezer bag, and you're good to go. Whack it on toast and make cheese on toast, whack it on pizzas. Anything that you're putting in the oven, or you're putting on top of the stove, or you're heating up, you can put the frozen cheese in. The amount of people that don't realise the different fruits and veggies. Top tip number 3 is looking out for reduced items. The key to shopping when looking for reduced items is that you're not always going to find reduced items, and that when you do, it's a bird in hand. So for instance, I saw a duck the other day and it was £3 reduced from £9, and I didn't buy it. I walked around the supermarket, went back, it was gone, and I was like, damn it. So yeah, bird in hand and all that. Most of the stuff you can freeze. And my top tip would be basically, when you find reduced items, you buy that and then you do your rest of your food shop around those items. You know, like after Christmas, people are like, oh, well, what am I going to do with turkey? Well, you know, there's a lot you can do with turkey. So, you know, it's just that really, and you just have to keep your eyes peeled. I know it's tricky, and also as well, I wouldn't really recommend buying things that you wouldn't normally buy unless it's like quite an expensive item, and it's the only reason why you're not buying it is because it's expensive and you want to try it. But I only buy reduced items if there's something that I would ordinarily buy. So yeah, I think the other thing as well is that if you are a person who is really wedded to certain brands, it's going to be very difficult for you to shop, because obviously the thing with reduced items is you just never know what you're going to get. It can be a bit random, so it's very unlikely that you're often going to come across the brands that you particularly like. So you have to be a bit of a, you know, tart when it comes to, you know, your brand loyalty. You have to be able to just say, well, you know, a pizza is a pizza, you know, we'll just, you know, it's cheap, so, you know, you're just going to have it. Top tip number 4 is using airtight containers. I think I've spoken about this before, but it's really important when you're putting fruits and veggies, even like stuff like ham and that, away in your fridge, making sure that they're in airtight, proper decent Tupperware. You can increase the life of your fruits and veggies and meat by 2 to 3 days if you just invest in decent Tupperware. Again, very basic but real important hack. Top tip number 5 is apps. There are so many different money saving apps out there, and all I can say is you need to take advantage of them. My favourite ones are the cashback apps like Checkout Smart and Shopping Mummy, and you know, there are just so many cashback apps. Also, you've heard me speak about Too Good To Go before, which I'm an avid user of. So if you take advantage of apps like that, there's also another one called Olu, which give out free food. You can also donate food as well, and people just come to pick it up, a bit like a marketplace but for food. you know, there are just so many different things out there. Gumtree is a great one. You can get free stuff from Gumtree. You can get free stuff from Marketplace, Facebook, if not at a small fee. So that's all I'd say really. Take advantage of your smartphone, being in a digital age, and, you know, look for deals. A lot of these things that I've mentioned are not really rocket science, but just things that people don't really think about, underutilized. If you have any top tips for saving money, please put them in the comments, and I will talk about them at some point. I'm going to keep doing up until the summer my top 5 saving tips. There'll be different ones every time in the list. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe.